Hello, here we are again, number 13, crystals. Well, I had a lot of fun putting this little activity box together, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. So there's lots in this box, and it's pretty cool. Crystals are cool. They really are, and the kids love them. So there's the box, and you can see what's in there. But in crystals, there's lots of books around about crystals. This is like one of my favorite books about crystals. They grow naturally all over the place. I mean, so kids will have seen these before as far as geodes and quartz crystals, and this is a really kind of good linear crystal. So, you know, diamonds, kids are, they know what crystals are. They've seen them around. But a lot of times they don't realize that they're in everyday life. There's jelly crystals, salt, sugar, bath salts, all kinds of things. So we're also going to be looking at observations and inference, which is pretty important. Good for little scientists to learn. All right, so the first thing you do, is what I would do with this thing, is you get the Epsom salts, this big. Like, I didn't believe this is going to work, but it does. So this is a half a cup, so you dissolve that, mix it with half a cup of warm water. We're kind of hot water till it's mostly all gone in a shallow bowl. Do this before school. Amazingly enough, I don't know if you can see these, but you put it in a shallow bowl and you get these really cool crystals. I mean, these little needle crystals that you can show the kids. And it was really the only thing I found that you can get pretty instant crystals. So they grow within about 3 hours. It takes 3 hours. Have a look, check it out. Buy morning tea. So what I would do is when you get these little packets, pour them in a cup so you know which one's in there. And then the kids, see, there's enough for everybody to have one of these. So one of these little cups, and then you can pass them around, and they can take one scoop of each and put it in there. And then they can look at them. And it helps if you, a little piece of black paper, if you have black paper, is really, really helps for looking at the crystals. And there's a few magnifying glasses if you have some of these around. Just check out the crystals. And I usually get the kids to sketch them. There's different kinds of crystals. And then we dissolve using warm water. You can just take another thing of water and just drip a little bit in there, and the kids can look at dissolving. So you can talk about what is dissolving, how do you do dissolving. But they stir it around and it disappears in there. So that's what dissolving is when a solid disappears in a liquid. And then you can't see it. So that's where the observations versus inferences come in. So I would say, as when you're looking at observations, an observation is something you see or something you can hear. You can smell it, taste it, don't taste the stuff, or feel it. And an inference is something that you think. You think about, okay, I've observed that, and this is what I think. So I'm going to make an inference based on my observations. It's kind of like when you get like a puddle. A puddle's in the sun, and it disappears. So you didn't see what happened. You can see the water disappear, but you don't really know what happened. So you can think about it and go, whoa, where did the water go? I can see that it disappeared, but what happened to it? So that's when you think, you make an inference. You go, okay, well, I think it evaporated, or I think the wind blew it away, or something. With this, the inference is in the dissolving. So all of a sudden it's gone. Whatever you put in there, it's gone. And it's like, what do you think happened to it? And then you can come around to, well, I think my inference is that it dissolved in there. So dissolving is cool. And then to get everything back, you need to sit these around. So sit them in somewhere warm. Kind of could take a day, or some takes a day. The borax gets you can get cool crystals pretty quickly. Salt, this is like the salt kind of crusts around the outside. And you can just experiment with crystals, and after a few days, in 3 hours, you'll have these, which are cool, and you can go, wow. You can look at them with the magnifying glass. And then you can do jelly crystals. You can find some other crystals and make your own. It takes, warm water, and then, like in a warm place, so it evaporates and the crystals will form. I've also included these. These is kind of the geometry and the nets. These are pretty small, but once you photocopy them and blow them up, really good practice with nets, cutting out, working with geometric shapes, and then you can actually match these shapes to the different kinds of crystals, which is cool. This fits in really well with maths. When we're looking at maths, we're sorting 2- and 3-dimensional objects. Okay, that works. That works in geometry. Symmetry, really good for symmetry when you're looking at maths. The crystals are very symmetrical. And I wrote it for writing. You can do instructional writing, like how would you dissolve something when you pass out the. Really good for instructional writing. Okay, so have fun with the crystals. See you next time. Bye.